Interesting facts about Mars. Everyone is constantly talking about technological progress and how science speeds up year after year. But if the progression of scientific knowledge is moving so fast, how can there still be so many unknowns? For example, what happens when you can enter a black hole? How infinite is the universe? Can we create civilizations on the moon or other planets? Is there life on Mars? We're not there yet. However, some recent discoveries are bringing us closer to answering at least one of these questions. Mars is the fourth planet from the Sun and the second smallest planet in the solar system. Named after the Roman god of war, Mars is often described as the red planet due to its reddish appearance. Mars is a terrestrial planet with a thin atmosphere composed primarily of carbon dioxide. Welcome to Brain Bender Solarium. Join us as we travel through space and explore 15 interesting facts about Mars. Fact 1. Mars has a volcano. Mars has the solar system's biggest volcano. It bears the name Olympus Mons. Since the late 19th century, astronomers have identified it as the albedo feature Nix Olympica, Latin for Olympic snow. It is a shield volcano formed over millions and millions of years by the continuous action of moving lava. Olympus Mons, formed during Mars's Hesperian period, is the youngest of the big volcanoes on Mars. The mountainous presence was suspected long before its identity as a mountain was verified by space probes. This volcano is part of a volcano complex that lies along the Tharsis Bulge, a volcanic plateau. The plateau runs on top of what scientists refer to as a hotspot, a position in the crust of the planet that causes magma to flow to the surface from deep inside. Fact 2. Mars is home to the highest mountain in the solar system. The shield volcano Olympus Mons is 21 kilometers high and 600 kilometers in diameter, roughly the same width as the state of Arizona. Despite having developed over billions of years, volcanic lava flow evidence is so recent that many scientists believe it may still be active. Fact 3. Earth and Mars have approximately the same landmass. Although Mars is only 15% of Earth's volume and just over 10% of its mass, about 2/3 of Earth's surface is covered with water. So, the landmass of both planets is roughly the same. Martian surface gravity is only 37% of the Earth's. You can leap nearly 3 times higher on Mars than you can on Earth. Fact 4. The Perseverance Rover. NASA's newest robotic explorer, the Perseverance Rover, touched down on the planet of Mars on February the 18th, 2021, ending its 300 million-mile journey from a Florida launch pad. Less than a week into its Mars mission, the Perseverance Rover had sent back a host of postcard-worthy images. NASA scientists stitched together 142 photos from the rover's camera to create a high-definition, 360-degree panorama of Mars's surface. There is certainly more to come from this rover, including the first-ever audio recording of sounds on Mars. The Perseverance Rover resides in the Jezero crater, a 28-mile-wide ancient Martian lakebed, where scientists hope to find signs that there was once microbial life on Mars. Fact 5. Mars has major dust storms. Dust storms on Mars last for months and cover the entire planet. Because Mars has an elliptical or oval-shaped orbital path around the Sun, its path is more enlarged than most other planets in the solar system. Because of this, the seasons are very severe. Fact 6. Mars has seasons. When the southern hemisphere of Mars is closest to the Sun during its orbit, there is a brief but scorching hot summer. At the same time, the northern hemisphere endures a brief but very cold winter. When the Martian northern hemisphere is closest to the Sun, it has a prolonged and mild summer, whereas the southern hemisphere experiences a long and cold winter. Fact 7. Pieces of Mars have fallen to Earth. In collected meteorites that have been violently expelled from Mars, scientists have found tiny remnants of the Martian atmosphere. These meteorites have been in orbit among interstellar debris for millions of years before they crash-landed here on Earth. These chance crash landings enabled scientists to begin studying Mars long before the technology was developed to launch space missions. Fact 8. Mars is named after the Roman god of war. Ancient Greeks originally named the planet Ares after the Greek god of war. Ancient Romans then did the same, associating the blood-red color of the planet with Mars, their god of war. Curiously, other ancient cultures have also concentrated on the planet's color. It was named the Fire Star by Chinese astronomers, and Egyptian priests named it Herdesha, or the Red One. Mars appears red due to an iron-rich coating of rock and dust on its surface. Fact 9. Mars shows signs of having liquid water. Scientists have known that Mars has ice on its surface for many years. Dark streaks or stains on the crater walls and cliffs are seen in satellite images and are the first signs of flowing water. This water is presumed to be salt water, as Mars's atmosphere would prevent it from evaporating or freezing. Fact 10. The red planet used to have a thick atmosphere. Mars would have needed a thicker atmosphere than it currently has for water to have been present in the past. So in the past few billion years, something must have changed. It is presumed that the sun's energy striking the atmosphere may have stripped the lighter hydrogen gases from the top layer of the atmosphere, dispersing these molecules into space. If this happened, it would have gradually reduced the amount of air present on Mars over time. NASA's Mars Atmosphere and Volatile Evolution (MAVEN) spacecraft are continuing to explore this idea in more detail. Fact 11. Mars's landscape is full of highs and lows. Because Mars's surface gravity is so low, just 37% of Earth's gravity, it's possible for volcanoes and mountains to be much taller without collapsing. There is less weight pushing down on the Mars landscape. It's how Olympic Mons became so tall. After the spacecraft Mariner 9 discovered Olympic Mons, it also discovered a very deep and wide canyon now known as Valles Marineris. The canyon is 4 miles or 7 kilometers deep in some sections. NASA says the valley is as wide as the entire United States and consumes about 20% of the diameter of the red planet. Fact 12. Mars has 2 moons and one of them is doomed. Mars has 2 asteroid-like moons named Phobos and Deimos. According to NASA, because they have compositions identical to that of asteroids found elsewhere in the solar system, Mars's gravity grabbed the moons and pushed them into orbit long ago. But Phobos has a pretty brief lifespan compared to other objects in the solar system. Phobos will either smash into Mars's surface or rip itself apart within the next 30 to 50 million years because the planet's tidal forces will be too strong for the moon to resist. Fact 13. An unprotected astronaut would be quickly killed on Mars. Anyone who took off their helmet while standing on Mars would quickly become uncomfortable. For starters, Mars is typically pretty cold. At the mid-latitudes, its average temperature is minus 50 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 45 degrees Celsius. Secondly, Mars has practically no atmosphere. Mars has, on average, only 1% of the air pressure that we have here on Earth. Third, even if it had a viable atmosphere, what little atmosphere there is does not provide the mixture of nitrogen and oxygen needed by humans for survival. Mars's atmosphere is comprised of approximately 95% carbon dioxide, 1.6% argon, 3% nitrogen, and a few other elements. Fact 14. Mars's atmosphere contains methane. Methane gas is often interpreted as a sign of biological or geological activity because it is emitted by microbes. It is also believed that active planets are more likely to have life on them. So, the methane concentration on Mars is a question that scientists are attempting to sort out. However, no consensus exists. Over the years, telescopic observations have had wildly different measurements, and few spacecraft were designed to probe for the element. The Curiosity rover has observed tenfold spikes in methane, but we have no information on where it came from or why the fluctuations occurred. The presence of methane gas may be an indicator of life on Mars. Fact 15. Mars is a popular spacecraft destination. So many spacecrafts have attempted Martian missions, making it difficult to pick out notable ones. In 1976, NASA's Vikings were the first landers. NASA is the only agency so far to have managed to land back on Earth. Pathfinder Sojourner, the first lander-rover combination in 1997, the Mars exploration rovers Spirit and Opportunity in 2004, and the 2012 Curiosity rover are a few of NASA's other Martian missions. This doesn't include the fleet of orbiters from the Soviet Union, NASA, the European Space Agency, and India that have mapped Mars over the years. In the next decade, it's a guarantee there will be more spacecraft to come. Who knows, maybe one day Mars will also become a popular tourist destination. Our closest planetary neighbor has been inspiring astronomers, stargazers, and many others for thousands of years. We're still learning about the red planet. Is there life on Mars? We don't know yet, but maybe one day soon we'll find out.